Alrighty, first time sort of figuring this guy out. Let's read through. Good loop, hang on. No theme. Steady, go. Cool. Alright, so let's take a look at this guy. This is the Final Fantasy VI Dreambreaker Ice Dragon, first attempt here. So reading through the strategy here, a lot of this is pretty standard for Dreambreaker. Definitely not my first Dreambreaker. So a lot of this is familiar. Basically, first item here sort of says that you kind of want everyone to be from the Final Fantasy VI realm to get the best results. So generally you want at least four people from that realm out of 5. Second item here, heroes without who aren't in the realm do less damage, which is also standard. Enemy uses attacks that ignore Mirror Image and Magic Bearer. It just means that there's some abilities that let you dodge attacks, physical or magical, and this is saying that sometimes you can't. There's a lot of like really fluffy sort of filler information in these things often. The enemy also uses attacks that sometimes ignore defense and resistance. Just means again that sometimes physical attacks will ignore your defense and always do the same amount of damage no matter how much defense you have. And same for magic versus resistance. Enemy uses strong ice. It's the first bit of actually useful information. So we can focus on ice, knowing that there aren't any other elements. We can sort of assume that we don't have to worry about anything except for ice. He uses silence, stop, and sap. This one's interesting. It's the first time, this is the first Dreambreaker that uses this mechanic, but the enemy will silence the hero with the highest magic, totally ignoring debuff barrier, which means there's nothing you can do to stop it from happening, unless the character's dead or something. So I have to bring someone with the ability to like remove status effects and that kind of stuff. I actually kind of forgot about that, but I think I'm okay because Tyro, or Nowall as he's called for me, that fourth guy right there, he has a soul break that lets you sort of clear status effects from the whole party, so I'll just probably use that. What else? Okay, so he's gonna use Dreambreaker Freezing Dust, and I think Freezing Dust probably is a stop effect. If we look back up to the couple items above it, it says Silence, Stop, and Sap. Those are the only status effects that they're gonna have, so it's got to be Stop, I'm sure. Dampen Fire to raise fire resistance. I totally expected this. The Final Fantasy VI realm has a ton of fire users, so they tend to like put a little extra resistance against the element that is really strong for a particular realm, so that's what's going on there. Hang on, what's the volume here? What else? 8 Dragon Dance to briefly raise attack, magic, defense, resistance, mind. This is what we call I don't know, I can't remember the name of it. It's like hyper break or something, hyper buff. If it's all 5, attack, magic, defense, resistance, and mind, it's kind of rare. And so what you have to do is to counteract that, you have to lower the same 5 things, and they have to be lowered by a single ability. You can't lower them individually. What's up, dude? How you doing? How's your week been so far? It's going great. It's going great. Yeah, my week's been pretty chill. Yeah? Did you used to play? I'm still addicted. It's been like 5 years. And I've been playing pretty much nonstop. Yeah, it's been chill. It's we're still between semesters, so it's kind of like the quiet, between time. Yep. It's got like every character from every game. So whoever your favorites are, you can pretty much build a team out of them. I'm just reading through like some enemy mechanics here on this new boss. Hey, what's up, Hyper? How you doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Sorry, okay, so reading through this, so he's got Avalanche and Ultimate Avalanche. They deal damage proportional to current HP. Okay, so that just means that they've got some attacks that won't kill you. So that's always nice. It's a 10, right? And a lot of this I just sort of skim over. I'm only like stopping to read through because I want to make sure that it's not like super opaque and like confusing for people. Ice Storm deals damage proportional to max HP. That one's one you often got to worry about because usually it's like 60 or 70% of max HP, so if they're not fully healed, then you're going to be in trouble. Dreambreaker Stop on heroes. This one's standard. This just means that anyone who isn't from FF6 is going to get stopped, and it usually just means Tyro, which is pretty standard. It just means he has to have kind of a high mind stat to not be stopped for a really long time, which I already sort of account for because every single Dreambreaker boss has that. Same with the next one. At least two places during the fight, he's going to lower attack, magic, defense, resistance for the whole party, which just means that I have to counteract that by buffing attack, magic, defense, and resistance, and that's why Tyro is always there, because he has one of the few abilities that could do that. The only ability as far as I have. He also has something called Dreambreaker Avalanche. Deals damage, breaking damage cap, meaning can go above 10,000, bringing everyone down to 1. That's great. That just means I can't have sap on, or I'm gonna die. And then rage level. Rage level is the thing that makes him do more damage. Like the longer you let him rage out, he does more damage, he takes less damage, and that's why I have to constantly hit him with 10k attacks or more. Because that's the only way to get him to go down in rage. And there's 3 levels. The 0 level means he'll take the most damage, 1 level is usually not that bad, 2 can be a little bit tricky, and then 3 is like he's gonna really block a lot of damage and be doing a lot of damage. And he even moves faster too. So that's why these fights are all about just doing 10k hits as often as you can. Which is what the next thing says, and then blah, blah. Basically, last mechanic of this fight is if you take too long, he's just gonna wipe your whole party. So you have to not... Yeah, you can't go too slow through the fight. You can't spend too much time buffing without doing damage. You have to be doing both at the same time. But there is still kind of like this build-up. Hey, Kamal, how you doing? Yeah, Kamal got... Kamal, so I made some progress on the bot since yesterday. I don't know if you guys were here. Hey! Thank you for the raid, Dran Keto. Thank you very much. Hang on. I wonder why... Okay, let's do it. Let's do a shout out. Thank you, thank you. I was just sort of reading through the boss mechanics. Like, I don't really do Record Keeper that much, so this is like, I think, my 3rd stream trying to do it. No 8-ball yet, sorry, come on. Thanks, John Keto. Yeah, so you were playing Hunger Streamer Eats... Okay, Growth Egg Soup. Nice. I might have to check out your stream, because I know there aren't a whole lot of FFRK people. Dice 420 I don't think is gonna work. Oh, my follow is totally broken. Hang on. Hang on. Alerts, move you up. Up. Boom. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, there you go. You rolled a 96. All right. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, so this is my first time. I'm free to play. Sirki, thanks for the follow. I'm free to play, meaning I haven't spent a single dime on this game. I don't have a lot of stuff to work with, so it's always a little bit of a challenge getting through Dreambreaker. I've completed maybe 5 or 6 of them. I think I have pretty good tools for Realm 6. The one thing I don't have that I know a lot of people do have is Mog Awakening. And so I'm probably going to be crippled there because I know that like that's been huge for a lot of teams, I think. So really what I'm going with here is I got Realm, which, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I don't have. So I don't expect to win on the first try. I'm going to be basically leaning on Divine Portrait, which gives the whole team like an instant cast of a single ability. Yeah, right? Yeah. So Realm's going to be like giving everyone instacasts as often as possible. She's going, I'm going to go Wrath with her as much as I can. Locke is physical fire. I've got his Awakening and his Sync and his Arcane. I've got a lot of stuff for him, actually. He's going to be the first time I've actually filled up 2 entire sheets with Soul Breaks. The bot might have bugs, by the way. So if you do notice anything funky, let me know, of course. Hey, Romedy, how you doing? Okay, and then with Mog, I've only got a handful of these things. I got his 2 Ultras, which is nice, and I'm going to lean heavily on Forest Nocturne, I guess, because, like I said, I don't have his Awakening, and a lot of teams are really leaning on that. But that should be good because it does buff like all offensive stats, and then we get reduced speed, or increased speed, reduced turn delay for 3 turns. For Tyro, I've got a lot of good stuff, so, but, you know, it's Tyro. It's Tyro and a Dreambreaker, so it's sort of standard. And then for Terra, I've got her 2 Awakenings, the Fire and the Wind, and that's pretty much all the tools that I have. I have her Wind Ultra. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I wish I had for this. And anyways, like I said, this is my first time going into it, so this is going to be a very exploratory run. Like, I have no idea what success I'm going to have. Probably not much is the answer to that. Nothing much, Romedy. I just got off work and wanted to chill with a somewhat stressful game. We're going into a fight here. Okay. So I gotta figure out what's my first turn order. I guess this feels like a fight where Tyro doesn't have as much to do as a lot of other fights. So maybe I will have him like do the chain and stuff, because I really have only 2 damage dealers. I got Holy Jaw for my Mog. Hey Catastrophe, how you doing? I'm gonna have Mog switch off between dancing and white magic, like you know, offensive white magic. And Tyro, I'm hoping to imperil a little bit. I don't know. I better stop talking or I'm gonna totally not know what to do. Alright. Locke's gonna go first. What do I want him to do? Honestly, I guess he's gonna lead off with his glint. Hey, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that, Catastrophe. Whoops, I've already forgotten what I'm doing here. Okay, so you're gonna go with that. What does Tyro need to do? He needs to... Let's just do that. Who is the meta of this game? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by that. Everyone's the meta, really. I guess for most realms, it's like the main character, whoever that is. Kamal with the refollow. Thanks for the refollow. I guess it's not like, is there like a rule where if you refollow too quickly or something, you're not gonna get an alert from people? And then yeah, I guess the meta kind of. Hey Pope Corky, how you doing? Welcome in. Good to see you. I guess the meta is kind of Cloud and Sephiroth to some extent, but mostly the main characters of most things are pretty strong. I'm gonna do some shoutouts real quick because you guys are awesome for coming by. Thanks everyone for being here today while I just chill and play a stressful game. Okay, I'm gonna go with Mirage Raid. Try to buff his attack a little bit. I don't know if I missed anybody. I don't think I did. Okay. Like I said, this is my first run, so I'm expecting to kind of fail. Like, it's exploratory. I have no idea how bad I'm gonna fail, but it's probably not good. Okay, things are already looking pretty grim here. He did a lot of damage right up front. With these Dreambreakers, I've gotten used to being able to survive, like, building up gauge before doing the first heal, so this might be one where I have to break that. Not rely on that too much, so I'm gonna have to go with heals here. This game have that scammy thing that you need to have multiple copies of the same hero to make him strong. No. It's actually really good for a gacha game, I think. I mean, I certainly don't enjoy a lot of gacha games. This one I think is really good because you can unlock all the characters, and that's what a lot of people I think are here for, is to get their favorite characters, right? So the fact that you can get the characters for free is good. All you're doing with your money is buying abilities, and you get a lot of free pulls too. Like I said, I'm free to play for 5 years. I've done okay. Realm Crystal's at level 80. I sort of have run out of resources to update or upgrade the crystal. I really wish it were 99, but it's not. All right. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do with Terra is I'm gonna try to go straight into her Fire Awakening first, and then I'll do the Wind as a follow-up. And then with Locke, I'm gonna do his Imperil Ultra, and then his Sync, and then try to finish with his Awakening. And I'm gonna hope that sort of carries me through. Like I said, no idea, no idea of any chance of success here. And they're both already tranced, which is, I guess, cool. I don't know. Wasn't really part of the plan, but you know how this goes. I'm gonna start with Tyro's Sync ability to get his mind up and to speed him up a little bit. Realm is probably gonna drop the ball here because I don't even have her double heal passive ability, so she's like really slow as far as standard abilities go. She's super slow. Yep, there's the half party wipe. So that tells me that I can't survive without, what's the word for it? Either entrusting her with a little bit of gauge so that she can heal sooner, or just starting her off with gauge. I think I'll probably do the entrust route, which just means that Tyro can like send his soul break gauge to the healer so that she can heal a little bit sooner, and then Tyro will just have to spend more time building up his gauge again. I also haven't really looked at the AI that much. I know a little bit. I basically I checked for how long the what do you call it, the Omni break or the Omni buff that he does lasts for. That's the only thing that I checked for. I kind of like to go into these things as blind as I can for the most part. Okay, so we're just gonna have to switch out Tyro's abilities here. I'm gonna put Entrust in the first slot. I don't know if you're still here. I've already forgotten names. I'm bad. Drawn Keto. I hope I'm saying that right. But you said growth egg soup. Growth eggs haven't been useful for a while, right? So what are you using your growth eggs for? I'm curious. Okay, so I think that'll help a little bit. Entrust right here just means that he can pass his meter over to someone else. No, John. Yes, Kamal, you're here. Drawn Keto that's who I was asking. Does it seem right? Yeah, I think this is right. Okay, this will give me a little bit more of an edge. I'm still trying to figure out, one of the things I don't know is when do I hit the chain. Maybe I'll try chaining a little bit sooner too, since I only have 2 attackers. It ends up being like a timing thing more than, like, I can't assume that the chain timing is going to be good until I played it a little bit and I sort of figure out, okay, you know, if the chain's ending too soon or it's ending too late, that's how I adjust based on that. With my first run, I usually start the chain pretty early just to see how far I can get. So I'll probably do that this time. Alright, Heat Slicer lowers resistance a little bit. You're going to entrust your meter immediately. You're going to not use Faith. I already messed up. Already messed up. Pay attention to you guys and pay attention to the game. It's a little hard sometimes. How many pigeons you see today, Kamal? Tell me about your pigeon adventures today. Okay, you're going here, you're attacking, and you are using this ability. Yeah, totally. Tell me, man. Or whatever else is going on, I guess. Yeah, I'll let Tyro kind of take care. Pictures? Pictures can work. Pictures are good. Okay, so then I think I'll just sort of start out strong with one of those. Alright, we're still trancing. Still got Locke and Terry. You see them sort of change animations because they're, when their HP gets low, they get refilled and they get stat boost for about 25 seconds, which is pretty good, but you know, timing it correctly is pretty important as well. That was Realm's healing ability. It gives everybody an instant cast, which means that I don't have to worry about how long my abilities are going to take on the next turn. 500 or so? Wait, so you just spend your day like looking through pigeon pigeon photographs, or did you happen to like look at a lot of them today? It's kind of hilarious. I love it. That's pretty amazing, Kamal. I commend you. That's awesome. Okay, so now we can start a cycle of having Realm just wrath like crazy. And then I need for Tyro to build up a little bit of meter. Meanwhile, everyone else just keeps doing damage. Okay, so what I want to know is when whereabouts she's gonna... Oh, shoot. Do I waste a turn? She got silenced, so I can't use her abilities. I guess I'm gonna just cycle around to her. Okay, so you can keep building up meter. You need to do your cure ability. So that's the one that just is gonna remove status effects from everybody, which is kind of nice. We usually have about 25 seconds or so to get through it, get him down to 70% health. That's when the first phase would end. So, but you know, I've said it probably a dozen times and I'll keep saying it, but I'm exploring on this run. I have no idea how this is gonna go. I'm definitely not gonna win, so I'm just gonna feel it out, you know. Okay, so you need to do, what do you call it? I forget the name of it. This thing. Historia Crystal, there you go. It's going to be my first 10k hit, and you can see, you'll see that his animation kind of lowers a little bit. That means he's gone down from Rage 3 to Rage 2. And keeping him from being in Rage 3 as often as possible is pretty important. Okay, so we're looking at Mog now. What is Mog going to do? He's going to dance. Okay, I'm going to sit on Realm a little bit. Let her wait until she gets hit, or until people get hit, so she's got something to heal. Okay, and meanwhile, go with the Fire Awakening for her heal time. It seems like staying healed should actually be pretty easy with her, using Wrath. Wrath is pretty good. Alright, this is Terra unlocking or unleashing her Fire Awakening. She's going to get some decent damage here, but the big bonus is going to be the damage she does after. For about 15 seconds. Okay, so then Locke is almost ready to do his USB or his Ultra to Awakening. I'm going to do that in maybe one or two turns from now. Tyro just needs to build up meter. Mog is just going to do an attack here. His damage is going to really suck, so you know, I might at some point switch him to doing full-time dance. Probably going to happen. Okay, so staying on top of her gauge, he's getting pretty close. So I'm going to do his Ultra, Burning Steel, and then I'm going to unleash Terra's attack, and then I'm going to stay on top of that. Alright, yeah, she's doing some really nice damage. That's one of the things that you got to figure out on this first run is, will my first Awakening break the 10k barrier on the first attack? Because if it's not, then you probably want to spend more time building up to it so that it's effective the entire time that you're running it. She actually did really good damage. It's you know, pretty rare to be doing that much damage on the first attempt without sort of having put more iteration into the strategy of the whole thing. But I did come in strong up front with Locke's resistance lowering thing. Ah, nice, okay. That's cool, man. It's awesome. I love it. Yeah, totally. Alright. Speed is one of the requirements to winning these things. You have to have some way to speed up your party's turns, so I've actually got the two forms. I've got Mog doing speed up, and I've got her doing instacast, so I should be really, really good on that. She's doing full healing too, 10k, which is great. Alright, yes, attack again. Keep on doing that sweet, sweet damage. Yes, perfect. 19,999 is the absolute maximum you can do. I guess I'm just gonna keep building meter with Tyro. Locke should be just about ready to do his Awakening now, or his Sync actually. I'm gonna do Phoenix Heat, which should do a boatload of damage. The amount of damage that Terra's unleashing is keeping him on a low rage level, so I'm doing a ton of damage. Okay, I think Mog is gonna sort of shift strategy a little bit here. Because Tyra's got a lot to do, I'm gonna have him redo the chain. But I think I can get away with having him do it on the next turn. Yeah. Okay. Because as you can see, the chain is getting a little low here. Okay. Yeah, that was that absolute zero thing, which is gonna freeze the whole party for a little while. We should be able to almost or entirely break 70%. Like on this attack probably, and if not this one, it's gonna be when Locke goes. Maybe, actually maybe not, because I used his second command, which is not the stronger command. It's a sort of more of a buff. But yeah, and actually he's only got 3% to go, so maybe we'll. Yeah, it looks like I did actually. Okay, so I just have to have Tyra ready to go with his Soul Break. The one you're about to see, which is the one that counteracts the debuff that he's doing right now. That's kind of like the strategy of this entire set of bosses. They all do the same sorts of things, like at the same time. 70% you can count on this mechanic happening. So you just got to be ready for it. Meanwhile, we're going to reset the chain. And there's that Dreambreaker stop. That means Tyra is going to take a few seconds, not be able to do anything. And that's because I didn't get his sync out in time. His sync would have sort of buffed his mind, and that would cause the stop to not take as long, but I just didn't get to that. Didn't have the chance to do that. Let's have the healer wait for a second, because we don't have a lot of damage to heal from just yet, but we will in a second, I'm sure. Alright, here we go with chain number 2. We got both of our attackers, like, ready to go here. Alright, we're doing some pretty decent damage. Not quite as good as I'd like, but you know, we didn't break 10,000. That's okay, because Locke is really more here to keep that resistance, the fire resistance level down for the enemy. So Terra should do a break. Yeah, okay, we're good. We're good. That attack from Locke, I should have timed it better so that Terra hit first. Then he would have done a lot more damage. Because as you can see, like the damage you do is higher because you keep breaking rage. Alright, here we go with heals. We don't have last stand. That's an ability that would be pretty useful here. It's if you die, instead of dying, you stay at like, I think it's like 1% health or something. Which means that I have to be really careful to keep everyone really well healed. What do I want to do here? I think I want to go ahead and attack. Locke can do an attack as well. There we go. 10,000. Good. I haven't, like, Tyro has not done hardly anything this fight. So I'm considering that Tyro's, like, kind of dropping the ball here. I'm actually doing a lot better than I expected. I gotta figure out how to get audio on the game. There's some sound effects that I wish I could hear. Kind of helps me anyway. But this is the music that you would be hearing anyway. Okay, so this is that 8 dragon dance is the one that Mog has to counteract with his soul break. Which I hope he has the meter for. I guess we're gonna find out in a second. But I think, let's see. Yeah, I think Mog should be able to do an instacast, so let's go ahead and have him do that. It's this one right here. Nope, not instacast. Okay. Then I think I want Locke doing something different so he doesn't waste his time. Let's have him go forth with his awakening here. Terra, in the meantime, I think will do just fine. No, okay, we just died. Party wipe. First party wipe. Alright, not too bad. That just means that we probably are gonna have to have last stand on board, because I'm pretty sure we were like fully healed and he just destroyed us completely. Rip indeed. Yep. Alright, that's cool. That's cool. So that just means I gotta rethink my healing strategy a little bit. Because the one I was leaning on was this one right here, Divine Portrait, and it says instantly restore a lot of HP, grant like an extra bubble that is 30% extra health basically, and then remove delay for 1 turn. It's really nice because it's instacast and the whole turn or the whole team gets an instacast. The one that I'm gonna have to sneak in somewhere is this much older one, which says deal 3 attacks to all enemies. The damage is like basically nothing. It's going to heal less HP. It's not instacast, but it does do last stand, which is pretty important. So I think I'm going to have to kind of do that. I think there was a period sort of early on in the fight where I was just kind of sitting around waiting. So I guess I'm just going to have her do that instead. And I think in the meantime I'm going to switch Mog over to just dancing. Nothing but dance. Dance, dance. Because that's what Mog does. He's a Moogle. He dances. And then I think in that case... yeah, I think he should be fine. Dance, dance, revolution. Alright, and then switching up the strategy as well. I don't want Tyro having to do too much of the work, so I think I'm going to have Mog do things like the chain and the Historia Crystal. Which is how a lot of these fights end up being. Like, I at first I think, okay, I'm going to lean on Tyro because he doesn't do damage. But you always end up having to have like a second person who also has to spend a little bit of time doing these sort of miscellaneous things that Tyro doesn't have time for because he's constantly having to like use soul breaks at just the right moments. I think everything else about this fight is okay. It's good, in fact. So let's just dive in again and see what we can get. Actually, before I do that, let me check this guy out. My crystal is only at level 80. If I can get it to 99, that's a huge help. So we're gonna go down here. We're going to upgrade. We're gonna see if we can max this out. If I can't get it to 99, I'm not gonna bother. We have chocobos. I think there's like a couple abilities dealing with chocobos, or I can go and talk to the fat chocobo. This guy. I'm always doing deals with this guy right here. There's no playable chocobos though. Nope. That would be pretty cool actually. Right. Yeah, so we couldn't upgrade the crystal. I'm not going to bother wasting the resources. I feel like it would be a little bit of a waste to, like, totally wipe out my upgrade resources on not getting him to 99. So I'll save those for the next Dreambreaker that I have to do. You can see here it keeps track of how much damage I've done on my best run. At certain milestones you get a bunch of rewards to kind of keep you able to keep doing better and better each time, which is pretty nice. Like I said, this is one of the best gacha games. Possibly the best gacha game that I have ever encountered, because it does give you a lot for free, and playing as a free player is totally viable because you get so many like free gacha pulls and that kind of stuff. And I think it's fun. I actually spent my first year of this game not even pulling any gachas whatsoever. And I was able to get through quite a bit with absolutely no soul breaks, basically, because that's what the gachas are, they're soul breaks. Okay, so what do I want to do? Do I want to do chain first? I feel like I do. I'm gonna have him go with chain up front. Yeah, it's a... I'm trying to think. Do I want to do chain up front? Maybe I don't. Maybe I'll do Historia Crystal, because that's instacast. Yeah, there's a lot of strategy that goes into it. Like, I already spent like at least an hour off stream just thinking about this. Yeah, it is a lot of deck building, right? Like, and that's the thing too that I would say about this game is you can, like, if you spend money, you can get the good tools. Like, I could have 2 to 3 extra super abilities for like 2 to 3 more of these characters, and that would make it easy for you to go into a game and beat it. The thing that I like about this game is that even if you don't have that stuff, you can still beat it. It just means you spend more time sort of thinking about the tools that you have and using them more optimally. And I always like games that are more about using your brain than your, like, you know, your dexterity, right? So that's what it is for me, I think. It is kind of deck building. It is, because you've got, like, 2 ability slots, you've got 5 characters. There's a lot of, like, these hard limitations that you can't get around. You just gotta sort of play with what you have there. Okay, so he's entrusting, that's the first thing. she is attacking, you are going to use this thing to kind of protect and haste the whole team. That's what this thing is. And you are going to... trying to figure this out. Okay, so he's going to do Mirage Raid, which is going to buff him a little bit more. I think I sort of slightly regret... maybe it's fine. Like, the chain, I might have changed my mind if I thought about it a bit more. Maybe I should have done chain. But that's okay. Yeah, let's do the chain. And then she's going to do her heal. Her first heal. And Tyro is going to start building up meter again because he's going to need it. Second time around, I'm going to have Realm use her other healing ability, the one that's going to take a little bit longer. But if Mog gets off his Soul Break, then it should be not so bad because it's going to speed everything up. Like I said, speed is a huge important part of these fights. You got to make sure that you've got these abilities that speed up your whole party. Or you're just going to waste too much time waiting around for your gauge to fill and stuff. I apologize for the constant pausing. That's how you play this game. If you want to be really efficient, you gotta pause at just the right moment to, like, remind yourself what the buttons are that you're about to hit. Otherwise, you're just gonna spend too much time with input lag of, like, and like, hitting the wrong button and stuff. Because sometimes I'll forget, okay, was it on the left or the right? And it's really bad to, like, hit the wrong one. This is my favorite game of all time, was Final Fantasy VI. So I've kind of been waiting for this one. It's always a lot of fun, and the soundtrack is really stellar. Okay, so I think that she's ready to buff herself. Oh no, she gets silenced, that's right. So I gotta wait for Tyro. In the meantime, you can attack. We're gonna wait. You are gonna do a thingy. You are gonna remove that silence. And when she's ready to go, she will buff herself. Here she goes. Okay, so he's still building meter. He's gonna get 4 bars before I do anything with him. Tyro is going to keep building meter. I still don't have a chain. That makes me a little sad. It's because I didn't use it on the first turn with Mog. So I really am starting to regret not having done that. But that's okay. We're going to just see how this goes, I guess. Okay, so she's going to do her Awakening. Realm should have enough to use her healing ability, so let's do that. Alright, so we're diving into a first Awakening here with no chain, so it's probably a little premature. Definitely not doing probably the right thing with that healing move, but that's okay. It's gonna take way too long. I think we're gonna die. It's because Mog is still frozen. That's why it's sort of like ruining my entire strategy here. Yep, party wipe. Alright, so I gotta change strategy here a little bit. I think I know what I want to do. I think I need to have Tyro in the middle, where Mog is currently, and have Tyro kind of buff himself on his first turn. I think I should be able to get away with that. And then, I wonder if I could go back to having Realm just sort of wrath her way to her first heal. By which I mean, what? I mean that we don't need Entrust on you. Maybe I'll just leave it there. Probably fine. I'm gonna check equipment here. I think he's already maxed out as far as how much mind he has to deal with here, or has to play with. Mog, like everyone should have high mind, I guess. His is pretty good. Realms is pretty good. I'm less concerned with these other two because they're not healers, so mind is like the healing stat. I think maybe this is as good as it's gonna get for now. I'm just hoping that sorry, what's his name? Tyro can kind of shrug off that stop a lot faster than Mog was doing. That will help quite a bit if I can make that happen. Okay. Okay. I think I know what I'm gonna do here. Currently, Realm was using her first ability, or her first action, to do that sort of haste and buff ability. I'm gonna let the other guys take care of that this time, and she's gonna not waste any time and be able to Wrath instead. That's my strategy. I hope. Still starting off with locks. Lowering fire resistance seems to be really helpful. You are gonna want to do this, I think. You're gonna do that. You're gonna Wrath. You are doing that. Keeping the enemy in a low rage state so that he doesn't do any more damage than the absolute minimum, so that hopefully, like I said, the healer can get enough gauge to get to that first heal before he kills us, basically. Now I'm wondering if I should have had Mog. Yeah, I probably should have had him do his soul break first instead. Oh well. Oh, and I'm realizing now that we don't have haste if we do it this way. Okay, it's not gonna work the way that I wanted it to. Man, a lot of stuff isn't gonna work the way that I wanted it to. What can I do? I have an idea. I have two ideas, actually. Right? I'm not used to saying this stuff out loud. I can sit here for hours playing this game and like having these little internal monologues, so it's kind of fun actually to say it out loud. Nice. Oh, I forgot I had that one. Yeah, it feels Tetris, man. Okay, so what am I gonna do? I am going to swap something out here. I am gonna, let's see. Funky, just a little funky here with the resub. My goodness. Interesting. Thanks for that. You're super awesome. You're super duper cool. And, weird reaction here. Dance command is not defined. Okay. No, my bot was supposed to say something to you. Maybe I messed it up. Oh well. Hey Funky, how you doing? No worries. There it goes. Okay, there's like a 2-second delay, and I guess it got queued up and it was too slow. There you go. There's your greeting. No worries, no worries. I watched a couple more episodes of JoJo today, by the way. All right. Yeah, you missed me making like figuring out in less than an hour how to do a Twitch bot, and I just spent probably too much time today just playing with it. So I've got all kinds of little ideas that I'm trying out. First feature to add was greetings for people, but I kind of ran out of time to actually add a lot of them. So you got one, and like Kamal got one. That's about it. I'll have to add one for you, Hyper, for sure. Okay, what was I gonna do? I am gonna have Mog do his doodad first. His doodad will raise mind, and that will give Tyro more mind to work with. But Tyro is gonna need to. The timing of everything is like not good. How can I make this work? Okay, let me try something else as well. Like I keep saying, let me try something here. Let me think about this. Okay. So what if I have her on Wrath duty, but I have her do this guy, Grace. Put her Grace on first. Grace is to raise mind for someone. So if I have that, yeah, totally. I gotta send you all the JoJo memes. I might have to like sort of sprinkle them in the stream or something. I think it'd be fun. Maybe Realm can do Grace on her first turn. Or second turn, I guess. Use it on Mog. Mog is gonna use his thing on his turn. Okay, I think I know what to do. It's sort of hard to explain. It's probably boring to explain as well, so just bear with me. But really my goal at this moment is to get whoever's in that third slot to have enough mind to not be totally just destroyed by that stop that he's doing. Thanks for the resub. Honestly, Funky, I appreciate you. You're 5 months now, which means you're almost to the 6-month badge. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be epic. Has it really been that long? Shoot. I gotta think about, like, doing some sort of 6-month anniversary thing. Oh, by the way, guys, I was gonna say, like, kitty commands. If you guys want to see, I added a few commands for Kitty Kitty down there. If you want to sort of, really, it doesn't, not a lot going on there, but I think it's kind of fun. All right, so we're gonna do this, and that, and that, and that, and that. 24-hour stream. I could never do that, dude. Okay, so you are. What are you doing? What is he doing? I don't know what he's doing. He's entrusting. Panic, panic. Okay, we're good. We didn't lose that much time. Panic mode. Okay. Cool. Keep going. Get it, Terra. Get it. Terra's already transforming into her Esper form here. Okay, so then that. You like that? It's so stupid. It's so stupid, but it's so much fun too. It's cute. Yes, good, good. I think we're going to die because I don't think that Realm can afford to use her second turn the way she's using it right now. I think she has to heal to keep us from dying. Also, it's not fast enough anyway. I don't know if it counts if I use that Grace thing on him after he's already been stopped. I don't know if it does. Nom 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 nom. Alright, alright. What is he doing? He's gonna do this. I'm already like going off script entirely. This is not what I was supposed to do. But I kind of want to see now if we can survive one more turn. Sometimes you just gotta like do the wrong thing and see how far you can get, right? You just gotta go off path a little bit here. Yep, nope, we're dead. We're dead, right? Yeah, he did. Alright, so that's not working. I didn't see if Mog was still stopped. I should have paid more attention. I need to get a light. I know that my lighting is terrible. You can only see me when the screen like flashes and reflects, basically. Let me just open like a really white window over here. There's my lighting. How's that? Alright. That's legit my lighting. That's the only way that I get lighting. Okay, maybe Terra can do it. Maybe I'll do something kind of funky. Just a little bit funky here, just a little funky. Maybe Terra will be the one to do that mind buff. Over here, so we're gonna Grace. And so then that means Realm is gonna do that Faith instead. Faith is the one that buffs her magic. Grace is the one that buffs mind. So we're gonna kind of like swap buffs, you know? Buff it up. Sorry, I'm being stupid. Everything else has to stay. I think Mog is still gonna spend a lot of time, like, just frozen. We're just trying to minimize the amount of time he spends frozen. That's all. That's all we can do. Hey, Drivey, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome, welcome. That is a cute kitty cat. How are you today? Long time no see. Alright, so starting off with Heat Slicer. Making bacon. Oh, I should have worn my Making Bacon t-shirt. I'm wearing my Adventure Time cloud t-shirt instead. Okay, so that. Then you're doing that. Then you are doing this. So do you use bacon fat for all your cooking? I used to do that for a little while, but I think the wife didn't enjoy it, so we went back to olive oil. It's a good, like it's very cost efficient, right? Yeah, I'll show you here. I'll give you a better look at it. I love shirts like this, where it's like take two awesome things and just sort of smush them together. They're the best. Right? I try to wear as many of it as I can on stream too. I just like, I guess the camera needs to point down a little more. You can't really see them. There we go. Yeah, okay. Cool. So then bacon fat's only for certain things then, I guess, huh? Okay, so heal times. And then you are, I guess Tyro's just gonna have to do the chain. Like, I'm trying to avoid overusing Tyro for things like that, but I think it just has to happen. Very, very happy with my t-shirt collection. Thank you for noticing. I think I'm gonna do, what do you call them, bit badges? And it took me a while to think of what I was gonna do, but I think I'm gonna do, like, articles of clothing or something. I'll do t-shirts and I'll do, like, neckties and stuff like that. I've kind of been dropping the ball. I haven't been doing the neckties lately. Bacon fat is better for you than butter. Oh, interesting. Interesting. I'll have to look into that. I know that, like, we go fats over carbs at my house, so we kind of already know a little of the gospel of the good fats, but I've never heard that particular thing. Okay, so attack. We actually did pretty good on this fight. I got 45% damage on the first try, literally, which is amazing, because usually it's like you die 10% in or something. Okay, so you are gonna buff. You are gonna do thing. You are gonna build up meter, because you need it. You need it. Mog is hopefully not stopped. Did we already overcome that? I guess we did. Or did it not come yet? I don't actually know. You're gonna do this thing. Nice, nice. One of the things about this game, after it has been in development for like 6 years and they just constantly add features to it, is that there's so much going on in the background that if you don't pay attention and remember everything that's going on, there's like no way to figure it out again. Like if I forgot that he did a debuff on me, there's no visual evidence of him having done that and stuff like that, so it's kind of frustrating in that way. Boss gets stronger as yeah, totally. At 70% he gets stronger, and then again at 40% he gets stronger. And faster too. Okay, here comes that silence. I always forget that's about to happen, but that's okay. Alright. You know those bosses are gonna come back with their strongest phase yet, right? Like that's how they always do it. That's how it works. That's how it goes. Okay, so Wrath, and then you have just enough, so let's use the doodad to clear that silence off of Terra. Terra's gonna hit one more time. Mog is finally ready to start dancing. Oh, yeah, totally right, Sirky. Like, that's the thing that I was experiencing a lot with Dreambreakers. I got really discouraged, like, in the early sort of half of what's come out, I guess. Like, you know, because I went into even Dreambreaker 9, which by comparison to everything else is easy, right? I went into that and I was like, there's no way I'm ever going to beat this. Like, this is going to take me at least a year, is what I was telling myself, so I kind of just gave up. And then I realized that it's not so much just what relics do you have, but it's also, like, pouring all your upgrade resources in, and once you do that, you start to see gains in your damage and that kind of stuff. And once I figured out the formula, it's like upgrade at least 2 or 3 of your realm characters completely, get them artifacts, have at least 3 awakenings and or syncs on your realm characters. And a good healing ability, or I should say something that gives you speed up. Like some form of speed up. Like basically with those 4 things, you can win. You just have to keep trying until you get the right formula. The right sort of... just realized I can't check my texts with you guys here. Hang on one sec. Nope, that's not the thing I need to do. Here we go. One sec. I just realized I told my wife, like, text me when you're coming home, and then I'll know, but she can't do that while I'm on the phone. Alright, that's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Coming back. Yeah, it is really tricky when you've got just one good thing for everyone, but the other thing that kind of saves it is the record lab, where you can buy the stuff that's, like, not super duper new. Maybe is not, like, that top tier stuff, but there's some really good things that came in the last wave that are really helpful and can get you most of the way there, I feel like. Alright, what's going on here? We got Realm, she's gonna heal, but we're gonna wait for a second. Nope, we're not gonna wait. She's gotta go right away with this old school Star Prism. Tara's gonna wait for one more hit. Doing the pause dance, the pause, switching thumb back and forth, pause dance. It's a total thing. Yeah. Dang, okay. Yeah. I mean, I always find, like, there are a couple of really clutch ultras that you can get, USBs, for sure. Trying to think of what else. Like, I might be preaching to the choir here. I'm sure, you know, you have your experience. I might not be telling you anything you don't know, but it feels to me like the artifacts make a huge difference. Layering at least 2 buffs is always nice. If they can get it from themselves, that's great. And then on top of that, getting Tyro, like having Tyro use some kind of a buff, if you can manage to sneak that into his repertoire, is nice, for sure. I think I've rarely had to use a Bard, but that's always an option too, you know, have Tyro go Bard. Or you could even, like, bring an Overstrike, you know? Like, there's a lot of things that I don't know if people remember, you know? Oh yeah, there was these things called Overstrikes, and oh yeah, they're really cheap, and oh, you can buy any, you know, you can buy all of them now. You don't have to pull gotcha to get an Overstrike anymore. Like, things like that. Maybe I should... What am I gonna do here? I need to heal, so I'm gonna do that. Alright, so, Burning Steel. I found for me that, like, Historia Crystal is kind of an option for that too, right? But I always find it sort of critical in the first and the third phases. You know, I think I've won every single time with that. Thanks for the follow, Exile. You're awesome. Thanks for coming by. I am going to die. Nope. That's the proportional damage one, I think, so I'm actually safe. Amazingly. Compared to my first run, I'm actually doing really badly, but this is kind of how it goes. You have to sort of break apart your strategy and then build it back up based on what you learn. And you also have to sacrifice a lot of early game speed for late game speed, for sure. And not just speed, I should say damage. That's the other thing, too, is I think, like, at some point I realize you gotta start giving up on, like, double cast materia sometimes in favor of, like, plus damage and stuff like that. And it's sort of, it's hard to do that because we've been trained to want to double cast as much as possible, but sometimes you just got to do more damage with a single hit as opposed to more hits, you know? Come on. He's going to do chain on his next turn, I think. Tyro, in the meantime, has to pull off... Oh no, this is not Tyro. I was about to make a huge mistake. Here we go. Tyro's using his sync to buff his mind. Come on, baby. And then you've got characters like Tara, where it's like, you cannot fail to break cap with her, no matter how hard you might try, it seems, right? Because she's got her trance. I put faith on her. She's got a maxed out artifact. She's got maxed out record board. Like, with all that stuff, she cannot fail. It's great. I love her so much. Her hero ability, too. Like, super top tier ability. Okay. We are still... It's okay. We're still really low on health. Like, it's making me nervous, but that's okay. You are gonna rechain. I think we might be able to just barely finish off phase 1. I guess not. He's rechaining a little early, which tells me I should probably have started it later. That's fine. You need to build up just a little more meter, so let's do that. Gyro Tail. That's a cool name. Come on. Alright, nice damage, not bad. That's okay. It's actually fine that we're finishing up our first chain a little sooner than I planned. Cool. Because Terra, like I said, she's still gonna do really decent damage. Like, maxed out, 0 chain, maxed out, incredible. All right, that just means that Tyro's behind schedule here because he's not got the meter he needs to do his overstrike and counteract that buff. Actually, guys, I gotta end here. Like, this is my normal sort of midweek routine. You guys have been really awesome for hanging out. It's super cool to kind of meet more people in the FFRK community, so that's always appreciated. I kind of have to set myself a short time limit on these midweek streams, but if you like what you see, please feel free to follow. Thank you guys who have done the following: Cirky, Catastrophe, Drankito for the raid, Kamal for the refollow, Exile, Funky for the resub. I will probably try to do another one this week. I don't know what I'll do. I probably will either do this or do more bot development. And then on Saturdays I do software development, so if you're into that, feel free to stop by. Let's see who we can raid. It'll just take me a second to kind of find somebody, I think. I wish I had more time. I used to do like 2 to 3 hour streams on the weekdays. It's just not possible anymore. Or at least, I shouldn't say anymore. It's not possible now. Let's see if anyone else is doing Final Fantasy Record Keeper. You know, it's kind of rare to find people actually doing it. Nope, just me. That's cool. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We are gonna raid my good friend 3P Music. Hey, no worries, Pope Corky. I appreciate you being here. I don't know if I did a shout out for Pope Corky, so let's do that. I feel like maybe I did. Anyways, I'm working on that shout out command. I might have sort of broken it. I don't know if it's actually saying the right thing anymore, but the link should be right. Anyways, we're gonna go raid 3P Music. He's a musician and a game developer, like me, and so he's a really cool guy. Please give him lots of love. If you get a chance, if you got the emotes, send him some barks from us. And if you can't, just write in there bark bark. That's also really, really great. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming. I appreciate you. You guys are great. I'll see you maybe sometime this week, maybe not till Saturday, one or the other. All right, take care. Have a good night.